What is up? Hope you guys had a great Thanksgiving break. I know I did. How you doing, bro? Did you have a great Thanksgiving?
I did indeed, man. Ate a lot of food, watched your Cowboys pick up yet another very impressive win that made me a little sick. I've faded them probably like 8 times this year, and I just regret it every single time, but maybe I'll learn
Good,
one
brother.
of these
Good.
days.
You're good. Hey, I haven't learned either. I still bet
Man.
against him too, so it's all right. It's all good. We are back this week. We're in full swing. UFC Fight Night in Austin, Texas. You know how much we love a live fight night with crowds. We have Benny Dariush versus Arman Sarayuki in the main event. Jalen Turner, Bobby Green steps in short notice for Dan Hooker as the co-main. Davison Figueroa making his bantamweight debut versus Rob Font, and also Sean Brady versus Calvin Gastelum in a welterweight clash. Let's get it off started with the main event here. Benny Dariush coming in at plus 25 versus Arman Sarayuki in minus 275. What do you like here?
Dude, so this one, I've got a little MMA math for you, and it goes against what Vegas is thinking.
Okay.
So as you can see, we've got the tail of the tape up here on the screen. Saryukian coming in at a heavy favorite over Benil. But the thing is that Benil, he beat Gamrot pretty thoroughly in that Abu Dhabi card on your birthday weekend on Sugar
Hello.
Dhabi. And Saryukian, he's almost most well known for losing a really high level close fight to Gamrot. So you saw Benil go out there and mop the floor with Gamrot pretty much, and then you see Saryukian lose a close decision to him. And I know that Benil did just get KO'd by Charles, and that is probably why the line is what it is.
Yeah.
But I can't help but like Benil here, man. I'm rocking with Benil for the underdog money, plus 275. I don't have a method for you, but I'm feeling it.
So, okay. I definitely, obviously, when I look at lines, I kind of, obviously, you know how I look at them now. I look at value. And I think for this bet, if you have to bet it, you for sure take Benny for the price. I'm kind of going to counter your MMA math here. If it wasn't for Islam Makhachev, would you still say that Oliveira is dominating the lightweight division?
I mean, yeah, he hasn't lost to anyone
Okay.
else.
So you would say Dariush losing to Oliveira is not really a bad loss, right?
No, I'm not
Okay.
really. Yeah.
What I will say, though, is other than Gamrot, which looks like a great win now for Dariush, it was at the time, but even now it looks even better than it is. Tony Ferguson, Ferreira, and Holtzman, whoever that is. So I don't know. I mean, the one time, yes, I think Gamrot's a big win, but I don't think Gamrot's like a lightweight top 5 guy yet. And then obviously had a big step up in competition, Oliveira, and got knocked out in the first. I'm not saying I'm all in on Saryukin. I don't think Saryukin's ready yet. And you know I love Saryukin. I think he's super technical and technician. But I think we're kind of overvaluing Dariush here. I don't think until he has a big win, and again, Gamrot's a great win. He was underdog in that one. It was a stellar performance. I just think that you have to look at this, and I look at his resume, and it's not impressive. It's just not very impressive. Now I think Saryukin, on the other hand, you look at Saryukin, and he's on a roll.
He's fought a lot of
20-3.
dogs too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
a lot of dogs. After the decision loss to Gamrot, which was one of the, honestly, if you're not a casual fight fan and you like fights and you like just like watching fights, you have to watch Gamrot versus Saryukin. That was a masterclass of just two like strikers, two technicians. It was just beautiful to watch.
Elite
I
on all.
like Saryukin's win versus Ismagulov. Good win there.
Yeah,
But
we were
even
both
then,
really high on Ismagulov.
yeah, but even then here, like I don't know. I mean, I guess I see it. He lost to Gamrot. Dariush beat him. Yeah, tough. I like a really good matchup here. I don't know what I would love to talk to like a bookmaker and like what they see here. Because if I'm making this fight, I'd probably have Saryukian minus 150, Dariush plus 125. Like I don't know why that warrants, and that's also scares me too. Like, what do they know? But I mean, I just got to trust my. So I like Dariush here.
I wonder if book or odds makers, if they're going into gyms and calling up coaches and close friends and people that are, I mean, they have to, right? They have to be calling people in the inner circle and kind of getting that inside scoop on stuff. So if a fighter was going into a fight hurt, they're able to kind of
I don't
adjust
know.
for that. Or do you think
obviously they for sure know more than anything that we know. How they get the information, I don't know. Who they get it from, I don't know. It's above us for sure. Some mob ties for sure. But yeah, I mean, Saryukin's almost close to 3-1. I don't see that. I don't see how. But again, they know more than me. So, but yeah, I'll take Dariush here. I like it now at 225. If it gets even higher, I'll for sure take it.
Yeah, I like that. Let's go, Benny. Huntington Beach also representing SoCal. Gotta stick with the local guys here. Doesn't sound like someone that would live in SoCal just based off the name, but
yeah,
it does.
Our co-main of the evening. Are you gonna go miss your tape? Oh, there we go.
No.
Our co-main of the evening. Jalen Turner versus Bobby Green stepping in on short notice. Bobby Green always down for a scrap. Jalen Turner, was his last fight the one we saw in person?
Yup. And then this was supposed to be Dan Hooker versus Bobby Green, but then Hooker broke the same arm. Yeah, Turner stepped in.
I got it wrong.
Yeah, but Dan Hooker broke the same arm in training that he broke in the fight that we watched. So that's just tough for our guy Dan. That was going to be him versus Bobby was going to be one hell of a fight.
Hooker and Turner was a special fight too to see in person. That was fucking nuts.
They're saying fight of the year so far.
Bro, I tell people, like, I mean, I don't want to. We could talk about it, but if there's one thing, if you're listening to this pod right now, you have some interest in MMA because we're just some two random dudes. And if you're listening to us, you're probably like a sicko of MMA. I promise you, just go to a UFC event. Like, just go to a UFC event. I don't care what you got to cost. I don't care what you make. I don't care how you do it. Just go to a UFC event.
It's so elite, man.
Fight night, pay-per-view, anything. Just go to a UFC event.
We got extra blessed because also on the card that we went to, another fight of the year contender is Pantoja Moreno. So we got to see two fight of the year contenders on one card, and that wasn't even the main event. We knew it too. We knew it going into it, and we saw Bo Nickel. Oh man, we need to get back there. I was telling my guy Ace, you got to pull up to Austin. It's like 2 hours from him, but this would be a one to go to this weekend, man. It's going to be so electric, and I guarantee you, it's going to have some of the hottest chicks in the world in that crowd. I'm still on my Texas shit, man. That place is just different. Even though it's like 2 hours away from the Mecca, they'll be all right there in Austin too, I bet.
Anyway, let's get back to the fight here.
Yeah, the Battle of the Inland Empire.
Who do you like here in this one? Man, it's crazy. Turner comes noticing he gets the nod as the favorite.
A lot of people are kind of skeptical because Jalen Turner did miss weight by 3 pounds in that fight against Dan Hooker, which he had a full camp to prepare for. And now he's coming in on 2 weeks' notice, dropping all the way down to 155. And I don't know if you guys can see it, but he is 6'3", fighting at 155. Yeah, and he doesn't walk around near 155. Yeah, he said he's around 180 right now in an interview I was just listening to him.
Yeah, see, he walks around 180. He can't really fight 170. He'd be too small. He's really a tweener.
He is a big time tweener. He would benefit from that 165 division or one something. I don't know. But anyway, this is a weird one because Jalen Turner minus 200 favorite, and he's coming off of 2 losses in a row. And Bobby Green's coming off of back-to-back wins. And Bobby Green's actually looked really good lately if you think about it. He shocked the world in his last fight against Grant Dawson. Before that, he dismantled Tony Ferguson. And before that, he was piecing up Drew Dober like when he looked really good on the feet, and then Drew Dober caught him. It was kind of a crazy fight in the end, and he ended up losing. But he looked really good in that one. I feel like Jalen Turner's definitely the better fighter, but everything's kind of in Bobby Green's favor right now. Just the fact that he's had a camp.
You look at the Turner and Hooker fight. If that kind of goes that same way, I think Bobby has a chance.
Mm-hmm.
There's a scrap.
It's hard to pick against Bobby on the feet too, because Turner could probably take him down and submit him, but I don't think that's what Turner is going to want to do.
Yeah.
So I'm excited about this one. What do you got for us here?
I don't know. Another one of these, and maybe I need to change my MMA logic on how I bet it. But I just look at this and I'm like, Turner on short notice. I don't think the weight cut's an issue because I think he purposely missed weight against Dan Hooker. So I look at it, I'm just like, Bobby Green plus 185 and the type of fight it's gonna be. I take my chances with Bobby Green there. I'd probably bet Dariush and Bobby Green and hope one of them win. And worst case, I think worst case scenario both win, or one of them wins, and then best case scenario both win. And you're plus money. But if you go 1-1, you come out a little profitable. That's probably the play with the co-main and main event there. I think one of those dudes gets it done. I think Bobby Green or Dariush, finds a way to get it done. I don't know who. I just think both of them can get it done. So I'll take my chances that one of them does.
Yeah. If same thing with this fight, given all that we know, if you were to tell me to make the odds for this fight, I would put it around Jalen Turner, maybe minus 140, minus 130, just with kind of everything involved. So I definitely like Bobby here for the betting aspect as well.
Yeah.
And we finally got your guy Figgy a fight.
It's not my guy.
I know, but you were just trying to get him a fight for a while.
I thought he was the guy. Like, I thought he was like, he's like the guy. Like, he's a big name. Like, he's going to get a top bantamweight. I mean, he got Rob Font, but like, I was trying to give him like top 2, top 3 guys.
Yeah. He had the momentum to do it because he was the guy at 125 up until Moreno kind of put an end to that.
First fight versus someone other than Brandon Moreno since 2020.
Holy. Since Benavidez probably, huh?
Since Alex Perez.
That is crazy.
Fought Brandon Moreno 2020, 2021, 2022, 2023.
Sheesh. That's got to get old. That's got to get really old, right?
Yeah.
I know the belt's involved, but
I don't think I think he's on the way down. I love Rob Font here. I just think I don't see how Figgy gets it done. I'm big on Rob Font here. I think Rob Font is a better boxer. I think he's bigger. I just don't see how. If Rob Font's minus 140, I'd like a hammer here.
I do agree with everything you just said, but we've got to remember Corey Sandhagen laid out the blueprint on how to beat Rob Font in his last fight when he just took him down.
Can Figgy do that?
That's the thing. He's a lot smaller than Corey Sandhagen by about almost half a foot. And Figgy is a really good grappler, but I don't know if he's big enough to stay on top of Font like that. But I think Font has the advantage on the feet, like you said, 100%. But I think Figgy could pull something off on the ground. I wouldn't take Figgy straight up, but maybe if you're feeling good, fire on a little Figgy by submission. I don't think the odds are out for that yet, but I could let y'all know later in the week. But that might be a little sneaky, crazy shot I throw out there is Figgy by submission.
I like it. Yeah, it's a good one. Really, man, this card's fucking good. This
I know.
They can almost sell me on a pay-per-view here if they had like a women's title fight on it.
Yeah.
This
is better than the last card that Benil was on.
It's better than Canada?
Yeah, better than Canada. Canada is about to do that shit again, too. Phil Pennington versus Buena Silva. At least we got Strickland and Dricus.
That's terrible.
That's crazy. My Dricus prediction for being a champ in a year from July might really come full circle.
Could.
In a way that no one expected. We're one punch away from it coming full circle.
Our fourth fight, Sean Brady versus Calvin Gastelum. The line kind of moving here. Sean Brady's minus 120. Calvin Gastelum about at a pick'em now. I was big on Sean Brady. I don't know why. I don't know why I'm not anymore. And again, it was just It was just one loss to Bilal Muhammad, who's obviously a beast in that division. Took some time off. Again, he was October 22nd to Sean Brady on that card. Yeah, interesting to see how he comes back. I don't know. Dang, crazy. Calvin Gastelum's only 32, huh?
Dude, for the amount of guys that he's fought, yeah, the fact that he knocked out Michael Bisping and he's still only 32 years old, kind of like Max Holloway vibes. Obviously, wasn't as successful, but
this is a tough one here. I could see Calvin Gastelum winning this because it's just like, fuck, there's Calvin Gastelum. But then also, like, Sean Brady can be that guy, but I don't know. Sean Brady.
Yeah. Besides Gastelum's last fight, which he won against, who did he beat? Chris Curtis?
Yeah.
Sean Brady would be the worst guy that he's fought in a really long time. He fought Jared Cannonier, Robert Whitaker.
Yeah.
Jack Hermanson, Darren Till, Israel Adesanya, Michael Bisping, Ian Heinich. I was big on Brady, but now that you said that, you've got me thinking that Gastelum might just do what Gastelum does in this one.
Yeah, could definitely see it.
And Gastelum's wrestling should be good enough to maybe not neutralize Brady's grappling, but should be good enough to keep it on the feet at least for a little bit, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Man, you just threw me off. I was gonna go in here and say Sean Brady for sure, but
no.
Now you got me. Now you got me stumbling and tripping.
I just can't do that when like Sean Brady hasn't won a big fight, and then I see the line that close. And it's like, all right, they know something that I don't.
Yeah,
that's how I look at it.
That's crazy.
Anything else on this card?
How much? One debut that I'm kind of excited for is Zach Reese. He's taking on Cody Brundage, and I thought it was a little crazy because he's like a minus 250 favorite in his debut. He's only 6-0. He looks like he could be a really good wrestler at that middleweight division, but he's fought absolute cans. If you look at the guys he's fought and their records and you watch the fights, they're just not very good. So I'm really interested to see how he fares up against Cody Brundage. Obviously, Brundage is no world beater, but he's still a guy that's been in the UFC for a little bit now. And my girl Miesha Tate, she should beat Julia Avila. I just got to throw this up here real quick. So Miesha Tate versus Julia Avila, whatever fight, pretty close odds. Avila is a slight favorite, but look at Avila's topology. For anyone just listening, I would say, what would you say that is? Like 9 out of the last 14 of her scheduled bouts haven't happened. They've been canceled.
Is that because of her? Do you know?
I don't know.
At some point, it's got to be like, at some point, that many people, like, it's got to be you.
That's what I was thinking. If everyone's thing would have a lot of C's on it if it wasn't her, but yeah, man, that's just crazy to me. So I like Miesha in that because that's just softer than baby shit from Julia.
Yeah.
Yeah, very excited for the card. I'll probably be tuned into from the start conference championship week as well for college football. You were very right about my USC Trojans and them being ass.
I hate to be right, but it's just I don't know what it is.
It just happens sometimes. You can't help it.
Yeah. We haven't been on in about a week. We had a week off for UFC, Thanksgiving break. There's been some weird stuff. I realized today, and I remember actually, I'm glad it came to me. So like, you know how like obviously the NBA is very popular. I would probably say NBA Twitter is probably the most like trolls and like most like active, like just like they'll make shit up and like bullshit. UFC's getting to that point where like there's like a lot of fake accounts, people make up shit, like it's getting to that point. I don't know if that's good or bad, but I noticed that I always find myself like lately like seeing news and then it could very well be real, but I don't even think about it. I'm like, bro, it's fake because there's so much fake shit now. Like it's almost like how the NBA makes stuff up now. Like there's so many like fake NBA accounts that like breaks news. The UFC is like getting towards that, which again, I don't know if that's good or bad. I mean, I guess this just means like more younger people and more people our age are getting into the sport, which is good. It's what we want. Yeah. What a week it was of news. Which one do you want to start out at?
I'm down for the I'm for the Sean Strickland one. It's not really as much news as it was just a funny clip. I wish I had it on here. I should have, but everyone's probably seen it if you're listening to a podcast about MMA. Basically, some drunk guy. He might have been hitting a woman. That's what some things were saying. So if that's the case, then it's all very, very, very good that this happened. He stumbled. He was hiding from the cops. He was running, and he hides in a driveway between some cars, and it happens to be Sean Strickland's driveway.
What are the odds?
And Sean Strickland sees the ring camera. You see him walking out there with the gun, just a pistol. Walks up, just puts the gun right in his face, starts yelling at him. The guy starts to walk away. Strickland just shoves him on the ground. And then the cops show up. It's not really news, but a lot of people were just making memes about it, talking about how crazy Strickland is. Would you rather?
Dream scenario.
Yep, literally. He wants that to happen.
Yeah.
Do you think it's worse to stumble onto Strickland's property or John Jones?
John Jones. Well,
yeah.
It depends on your intent. I think if that's John Jones would be like, all right, who's this guy? He's not a threat. Why is he in my
Mm-hmm.
And Sean Strickland said he's I just see a guy in my house, I just want to kill him. Now if it's whose house would I want to break? Whose house would I not want to break into? John Jones for sure. John Jones literally has multiple ways to kill you.
Yeah, I mean, Strickland probably does too, but John has more because Strickland he's kind of crippled,
John has
so he can't run.
Dogs. John has dogs.
Oh,
John can choke you out. John's a sniper. There's literally you're just fucked, and he can just kill you. Again, enough time. Yes, I think Sean Strickland could kill somebody, but I literally think John Jones can kill you with his bare hands in under 2 minutes.
On some Kill Bill shit.
Just he's fucking 6'4", bro.
Yeah, I think either way you're pretty screwed. They're both psychos that you just wouldn't want to. Bro, do you see Chandler Jones?
The pick honestly might be John Jones because he's just a little more stable in the head.
Depends on the day, but yeah.
Sean's just crazy.
Yeah, Sean just wants to hurt people.
Yeah. Yeah, that's literally that's the difference, yeah.
Then let's see another.
Isn't he involved in this other news too? You gotta So before we get into it, obviously, I'm just like everyone else. If you're listening and don't know, the whole Ian Garry situation, something with his wife, you gotta tell me. I've been waiting for this pod for you to tell me because you're the guy with the info and all this stuff. I don't pay attention to that stuff. Too busy for all that. But yeah, I mean, I don't. What's the situation here? Ian Garry's married his wife, who lives with her ex-husband. What's the situation here? Give me a little brief summary.
Yeah, so I'm gonna try to tie this all together. But basically, Ian Garry's wife is 14 years older than him for start, so he's 26 and she's 40. That's, I don't know, it's not normal, but it's whatever. People do it. I'm not gonna hate on it. Love is love. It could be a thing. But then it comes out that her ex-husband lives in the same house as them two, and he's Ian Garry's personal nutritionist, and he has Ian Garry on a vegan diet. And apparently the guy's not even a vegan himself. How all this information's out there, I don't know, but I just read it.
That's what I'm saying. Okay,
it could be that MMA Twitter shit, where it's just fake. But whatever, it's fun. It's fun. And then it comes out that Ian Garry's wife had written a book about 13 years ago, or maybe not even written a book, but written something called How to Be a Wag, which is a wife and girlfriend. It's it's about how to pull athletes if you're a girl and marry them and get their money. Apparently, I didn't read the book, so like you said, this could all just be blown out of proportion.
Yeah. But
yeah, so apparently that's part of it. And then there's pictures on her Instagram of her back in the day posting with GSP, being all flirty, one with her and Suga and Danny, one with her and another guy. I think there's probably 4 or 5 fighters. So people are saying that she's been trying to bag an athlete / fighter for a long time. She finally did with Garry. And people are making fun of Garry because they're saying, oh, her and her husband are probably, still fucking because he lives in the same house. And Gary's 13 years younger. But it all
I
just
will
is a really
say,
weird,
my whole thing on this, and I don't really have like a reaction or anything towards it. It's just like whatever to me. Because it gets, I think in like a week from now we're not even talking about it. But the fact that he took her last name is weird.
Yes, that was.
But I've
That was
said that from
before
like
all
a while ago. I was like, that's
Yeah.
just weird, bro. Like I'm not doing as a man, bro. Like we're not doing that. We're not
Never.
doing that. As a man, like I don't even think I was gonna say like as a man, like I'm keeping my name and you can keep your name, but I don't even think I'd say that. Like if you're fucking gonna marry me, you're gonna take my name.
Yeah, facts. Yeah, you're not keeping your name.
Yeah, we're not doing that.
Keep
If
it
you're
first
not
in the
gonna take my
middle.
name, if you're not gonna take my name, we'll just date forever, and that's fine with me.
Sugar Danny vibes.
Yeah.
Yes, they might be. They have like a visa marriage maybe, but yeah, I 100% agree that that part of it was already a little weird, and I think people are also one big part of it too is that Ian Garry has to go on a stage with Colby Covington in a press conference in about 2 weeks. So everyone's saying that Colby's in the lab right now, reading all this, cooking all this up.
It's been a bad couple of weeks for Ian Garry with the whole gym shit. They said I saw something today said he got knocked out at the gym.
Yep. Brandon
Bad,
Allen had another one. Yeah, that was at Killcliff.
yeah, bad couple of weeks here. Maybe he's just an asshole and no one likes him.
That is, one of my friends said, I never liked Ian Garry, and I'm happy that all this came out because now I know it's justified. I had a reason. I just didn't know it yet.
Yeah. Yeah. So then today I'm watching the full Send Now Boy podcast, as I always do, but more so this week and today because it was the boss man, Uncle Dana White on. Great podcast if you haven't listened. But he dropped some hints. I don't know if he dropped a hint inside of a hint, I guess, saying there was a big fight that came about that was talked about this week. I don't know the exact. Do you have the exact quote of what he said?
I could roll the clip if you want.
Yeah.
Super fights that you could see happening over the next like 2 years or year?
There is. We're talking about one right now, actually, that just popped up a few days ago. So I can't talk about it, but till we get a.
Is it involved McGregor at all?
Well, every fight that you would consider a super fight would involve McGregor, but this one isn't. No.
Damn.
I love Dana, bro.
He just loves this shit, bro.
But yeah, when you were talking earlier, as someone who I personally am a matchmaker myself, I usually have a sense of what's gonna happen. This one got me. I don't know what it is.
Yeah, because he said a non-McGregor super fight. I don't really know who out there right now qualifies for a super fight.
Okay, yes, good, great. That's what I was gonna. How many people in the UFC when they fight, it's a super fight?
Yeah, I feel like not really very many right now, unless Izzy Pereira. But if they fight other people, I don't know if it's a super fight. Only when they fight each other. Yeah, Volkan Islam was when they fought each other, but that's not a possibility anymore. John Jones is out. I still think Bo Nickel Hamzat would be a crazy fight, but I think they saved that for when one of them has a belt. And I don't think that's a super fight yet because neither of them are champs. Suga's already booked. He would be the next logical guy that comes to mind. I've heard GSP Nick Diaz. I've seen it in comments, but I don't think that's gonna happen. I wouldn't really even be that excited for it because they're both.
Hey, did GSP ever have that grappling match that they announced when we were there?
Not yet. I think it was supposed to be against Damian Maia, and then it ended up getting rescheduled. But I think it's supposed to happen soon.
Okay.
They really hyped that up like it was going to be some really relevant announcement for like UFC MMA, but it was really just trying to promote their Fight Pass shit.
Yeah. What an announcement! I'm halfway through the pod right now. I'm not done with the whole pod yet.
Yeah, I haven't finished it. But did you have any guesses on who it could be? Anyone that I didn't name?
I mean, I didn't. I feel like everyone's booked. Obviously, the Connor one, but when you say it's not Connor, I don't know how many guys I would say super fight are. Connor when Connor fights is a super fight. Izzy's a super fight. Pereira versus Izzy's a super fight. John Jones super fight. He's out. Islam's a super fight, but I guess I wouldn't qualify that as like a super fight.
Islam Gaethje's not a super fight.
No,
It's just
I
a
don't
really
know
good
what it.
fight.
I don't know what it would. I don't know what it could have been. But again, Dana be on the pod. He just liked to talk. So
What about
can't
Hamza
hit.
Izzy?
I think Izzy's out, bro. I don't think Izzy's.
You think
think that-
he's legit on a hiatus for a minute?
Yeah.
Not
I mean,
even
it'd have to
bad
be
for him,
Hamza on
honestly.
somebody.
Yeah, I don't like Bo Nickel's the only one that I think could possibly be big enough, but he's not yet. Like that's 1 or 2 wins away. And yeah, Dana could have just
Is
been.
Islam versus the winner of Leon and Colby a super fight?
Ooh. If it's Colby, yeah.
Okay.
No, Leon. I don't think Leon would be just because they wouldn't
Yeah.
build it up very well. But imagine a Colby, like Colby versus the Dagestanis. I would go
Yeah,
very hard.
Yeah.
Oh,
I don't know.
I had a question for you about betting stuff, not really related to MMA at all. But you know how, at least for me, a lot of my friends are starting to use Prize Picks and those types of ones where you can't bet the money line or the spread and stuff like
Yeah.
that. Oh, why is that becoming a thing? Is it just because it's legal here? It's like all the social media ads. They make it seem like it's so good, but I look at it and it's like, this is stupid. This is too good to
Yeah.
be true. It says he gets 1 yard and you win your bet. You said
Well,
it's the
there's-
4x of betting.
there's-
I remember seeing that.
Yeah, literally. There's promos. So like they'll do like one where it's like if Jokic gets 5 points. But every one of those has to be a parlay. So it has to be like so you can take Jokic for that, but you got to take someone else's regular like line. Why I think it's so popular is because it's just legal in pretty much every state because you're not betting on a team, you're betting on players, obviously, like their promo says. I think it's just easy. It's easy access. The app does a very good job of making it seem like it's just easy. Like you can just go in here. Oh, like
it's like fantasy
and
football.
bro,
or
you
something.
know me, bro. Like I try not to be a dick about it when people talk about it, but like, oh, Braun's only got to get 27 points. Like, yeah, okay. Like,
I'm in your boat now.
Yeah,
I'm really
but like one thing, bro, is like I tell people all the time, like I've told you on Bovada too, is like if you bet other than betting in Vegas, going to the counter and placing a bet, if you're gonna gamble, bro, I don't recommend gambling at all to anybody. But if you're gonna gamble, I recommend like you just find a bookie, bro, because you're never gonna like have it in you psychologically to pull that money out. You're just gonna keep going and going and going until you lose it all. And that's what Price Picks relies on. That's what Bovada relies on. Bovada is a whole fucking 7-step process to get your money. Have you ever cashed out money from Bovada?
They made it easier lately. It changed the game for me with match pay.
Okay.
But I still get your point because it's just like an arcade game.
I remember when I did it, bro, you had to do it. You had to get a check and like it's just
they changed it now. They made it a lot better. You can get it in Venmo, so it's nice.
Oh wow, good. Yeah, but I would never. I mean, again, and obviously, Bovada and Price Picks is safe for some because you put the money up front. If you lose it, you already put it in. A bookie could be dangerous because you don't have to put the money up. For me, it's I like a bookie because I just always pay my bets. It's just who I am, how I was raised. But yeah, and we wouldn't want to deposit money at the time if I like haven't won it yet, or like no, I'm not gonna win it or lose it. Yeah, I just think it's easy access. Everyone wants easy. Millennials want easy. It's cool to post. They have good guys advertising it. Yeah, but I see all the time like people on Instagram like putting their stories and shit, and that's just so. I try not to hate on it, bro, because it's like I get it, but it's like you're not fucking real gamblers, bro. Like I really fucking do this.
That's
like
exactly
sadly, like it's not even like a flex, bro. Like I don't want to say I do this, but like I really do this.
Yes, bro. I was talking to Boostas about that. I was like, bro, they don't even know, dude. Like they don't do this. Like they're not doing spreads and money lines and overs on the point totals. They're soft. But anyway, yeah. Also what pisses me off is I think it's Jake Paul's thing. They say instead of saying over or under, they say more than or less than or like higher than or lower than, and it just pisses me off. They got people putting on their IG stories. They're like Jamal Murray higher than 27.5 points today.
Yeah.
It's over. It's over.
And you know how hard parlays are to hit, like in general. So like a player prop's no different. You're not gonna hit a 3-person player prop often, bro. So it's just like,
Dude.
if you do bet on Prize Picks, and I did it for like a week just to like, gambler, I got to see what it's like. Everyone's hyping on it. I got to give it an honest review.
Yeah.
Your best bet is probably the 2-teamers, the 2-person leggers. And there's ways. There's like things you can look at. I would look at, if you're looking at for Prize Picks, for points, I would probably say like what they did last time against that team. That's a key one, how they shot it. If they shot it bad, then probably going to shoot it somewhat decent this time. There's different ways I can get on and on about it, but don't just look at like Prize Picks. People be looking at like how they show the last 5. Like, don't just get caught up in looking in that. Don't do that.
If Boston Scott's playing against the New York Giants, bet on him to get a touchdown. I'll tell you that much right now. It's a tough one. I know we're running a little high on time right now, but have you gotten a chance to watch any college hoops?
Always, brother.
Who you liking so far?
I like Florida Atlantic. They're not. I think they're an Elite 8 team. They're not like a national championship contender. I guess if you're in the Elite 8, you're a contender. I like Marquette. I like Kansas, and I like UConn.
UConn's cold. I was a year late on them because they won it last year.
Yeah,
but yeah, UConn's cold. Did FAU bring a lot of guys back?
Yeah, they're nice.
Same coach.
Yeah, Dusty May.
Yeah, he'll get a big job whenever he wants it, huh?
Yeah, facts.
What about San Diego State? Did they lose all their guys?
Yeah, senior heavy.
Bro, that was crazy last year in March Madness. Just all the non-Power 5 schools that were making a run.
I know.
Transfer portal, huh?
Yeah, that's what it is, bro.
Like a guy could really be the eighth guy on Duke and transfer somewhere and average 25 just because he gets on the court.
NIL money,
the right fit.
I seen something today. Someone offered the Washington State quarterback. He already has like $1 million NIL deals to transfer. Like, how he hasn't even entered the portal yet? How's he already have deals?
Cam Ward, he was a letdown this year.
They said he's a guy.
That's crazy. I didn't see it.
Yeah,
I was wrong about Jaden Daniels though. I didn't think he would do well when he transferred to LSU, and he proved.
So how long do you give Lincoln Riley?
Bro, oh my gosh, we're gonna get bullied in the Big Ten.
It doesn't get any better.
I was talking to my guy Bowie about this, but I just don't know who we take over him. I mean,
I don't even think it's about who you take over him. It's just like, could we get someone for less and kind of just pay some more players? I don't know how the funding works. I don't know if that's all in the same fund, if it's all one giant fund, but it's like
have Limitless.
But yeah, but then what is it? How do we win?
I don't know. I think he just doesn't let the defensive players tackle in practice. I heard something about that. Just the way that they run their practices, their offense is just doing that spread offense stuff the whole time. So the defense never gets reps.
He probably just literally just runs the defense to death. Like, just keeps he wants to just he's that coach that only cares about offense. So he's like, fuck the defense. Like, let's just try this shit on the let's try this on offense.
Yep. I think that's why his defenses have always just sucked. And we're gonna get bullied in the Big Ten. I hadn't even thought about that. But when those actual physical teams come into town, or we have to go into the -5-degree weather, it's going to be bad. I don't know, dude. I can't go back to the unknown yet. I'm going to give Lincoln one more year, but like, how does it get better without Caleb Williams? We're just supposed to get better.
Yeah. It's tough.
Dark times. What about Isaiah Collier? You think he's cold for USC basketball?
I do. I think he's really good.
Hell yeah. Number 1 pick?
Nah. I don't know what the number 1 pick is this year.
Yeah. Usually it's already kind of known by now, or there's like 1 or 2 guys.
Overseas, bro. Taking over.
Yeah. Bro, our guy Mellow Dip had been hooping before he got hurt.
He was going. It's a wild boy.
That is. Him and Brandon Miller and Miles Bridges. And bro, that's just a crazy-ass team down there.
You see his tattoo on his neck?
The La France that he has to cover up. What did LeVar say when he was a little kid? He's like, you always been a wild boy or something like that.
Yeah, why should you say wild boy?
Bro, he's always been like who he is now. He's always cussing on interviews and dropping F-bombs and shit.
Yeah.
You see the one where they're like, "What's your favorite Thanksgiving food?" He's like, "Oh fuck, I don't really know, man. Maybe like the fucking turkey. Ah, shit, I don't know. Maybe the gravy." He's just, he's a goat. We've really watched him since the beginning. We knew he
Facts.
was special when we saw him at the Drew League.
Hey, do the hate on LeVar? LeVar told us. LeVar said that's the special one. He said, "Y'all talk about Lonzo, my young one, Melo. He a killer."
You know who the best scorer is, though, right?
Jello. He said he'll lead the league in scoring. Skip said, "Who? Lonzo?" He said, "Jello."
I don't know how LeVar never started a podcast.
Bro, that was hilarious. Like, he looked at it like he was crazy. He said, "Jello."
Oh man, Ball in the Family on Facebook too. I remember the clip where LaMelo, they're just driving on the golf cart and that fool just jumps off the back when they're going full speed.
Yeah.
Was a nut. I hope Lonzo gets to play again, dude. He was finally finding it with his jumper too.
Yeah.
And he's just cooked, huh?
Yep.
All right, then we went a little longer. We gave y'all some extra bonus content too.
I know.
You got anything before we get out of here?
No closing remarks. Lock in on the card. Big card. We'll see you guys next week.
All right, yes, sir. Doses. Get some bets posted up.